It's September. We're here for 2 weeks on a session. Myself, Bill and Richard. It's not far into France, possibly an hour and a half, which is very good really. Quite close to port. We come via ferry, which were nice and easy. Etang 5, as you can see behind, probably 100 acres, just over 100 acres. Not an easy lake at all. Weather-wise, at the moment we've been here a week. Weather-wise, it's been up and down like a yo-yo. We've had strong winds, rain, you name it, we've had it. We basically set up camp and we're in swim 5, a known big fish swim. Some big fish have been out of here. Unfortunately, the known fish dino, now gone, has come out of this one once or twice. I've fished this swim before, so I know a few spots. I've opted to fish the same spots as last year, which are approximately about 280 yards straight out. There's a feature from when Lake were dug, which is what they call here as the road, and it's basically as wide as a normal road in England and runs from one side to the other to a white pole. Not easy to find, because as you can see behind, it's full of weed, full of everything. As soon as the winds get up, everything moves around. I would 100% recommend that you fetch a boat, a good sized boat, 3-meter boat, echo sounder, etc. Basically everything that you might just need. Even though you might think you're not going to use it, fetch it. We're equipped here with a generator for recharging batteries, etc. We've got a fridge. It can get red hot here, or it can be freezing cold. The lake itself, facility wise, a shower. Toilets on site, walkable distances either way, which are clean, which is a good thing. But facilities, just a shower and a toilet. Bait wise for this trip, I've opted for trigger, butyric and pineapple. Proper big fish bait. You can't ask for anything else really. Really good bait. Caught a lot of big fish around world, so that's what I've opted for. That's what I'm using. I have got a fair bit in van, but I don't know who's been in this swim previous to me or previous sessions, so I don't really know what's out there. So my baiting campaign from start will probably to start with a kilo over each rod. Like I always do, I mix some shelf life in with it. Again, opting for cajousers because they're my favourite. They're what I want to use. So I've been mixing them and combining them with a kilo over each rod. This first day consisted of basically going around with echo finder and echo sounder and looking for known spots. But like I say, I opted for road. Then decided to bait up. Got all 3 rods on all 3 spots. I do recommend using heavy leads if that wind gets up. So we're using 8s and 10-ounce leads. I'm basically fishing exactly the same as England, but just step things up a bit. I've gone from 25 pound coated braid to 35 pound coated braid. I've gone from size 6s down to size 4s and size 2s, because that weed is horrendous. Like I say, it's just over a week now. I've had 8 fish to just over 50, which have included a 48, 41, 33s, 31s, a few low 20s. We were a bit concerned at first that we were catching stockies, but we knew it back of his mind. It was more than likely with time we had we're going to come good, and it has done. Bill's managed a couple of 30s and a 40 as well. He's using the same, he's using trigger pineapple. Richard's had a couple, same again. He's combining trigger and trigger ice. So we are doing really well at the minute, and hopefully these last few days we can bag a real chunk, because there is some really good fish in here. And it'd be even better if we could get them on film. £10 days in, £53. Trigger pineapple and butric, topped off with a white spice. Etang 5. Get on the trigger.
Right, we're 11 days in. Today is the second Wednesday of our trip. We are on 15 or 16 fish, I believe, including a couple of 50s, a scraper 50 and a 53 that Uppy had last evening. One of the problems we've had here in a fortnight trip is we've arrived with freezer bait, which is what we wanted to do. We have no freezer facilities, so we bought partly air dry baits and partly baits in freezer boxes. The baits in freezer boxes we've taken out on about day 5 or 6. We've then continued to air dry them then on in. Once you get the moisture out of a bait, it really will more or less last forever. But you've got to be careful with, you've got to manage your baits very, very carefully. If moisture gets back in them, they will begin to turn. So what we've done, we've taken advantage of any sunny weather, any breezy weather, hung the baits in trees to get the air sort of circulating around them. Any conditions that are feeling a little bit damp, we've taken them down from the tree and put them back in the vehicles. In terms of bags to air dry the baits in, obviously the fishing tackle shops are full of air dry bags. Personally, I don't find them quite big enough for applications like this, so I tend to use the old style carp sacks. I think it's fair to say we'll use retaining slings now for retaining fish for photographic purposes, but the old carp sacks are absolutely perfect for air dried baits. These hold about 15 kilos, and this is one of the old Fox sacks. There's about 15 kilos here. They're very dry, very hard. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. A lot of people choose to add some sort of liquid attractor to them at this stage. I don't. I'm quite happy to introduce them into the water just like that, knowing that within 12 or 15 hours they'll soften up a little bit and we're back to square one. Having said that, we've got a lot of problems with big rod and big rope, so if the bait's a little bit harder and tougher than I would normally use, I don't have a problem with that. So it's all working well. We keep plugging on, we keep managing the baits. Any sign of dampness to go in the vehicles, we keep moving them around in the sacks to make sure the air is circulated properly. And as long as you do that, the bait should last you more or less indefinitely.
Just to run you through a few bits on what we use within this boat. Essentials we've got, such as pop-ups, bait spray, a few spare hook baits, leads, very much essential, and also very much needed a pair of scissors just in case. Air stops, basically anything you need to make a rig on your spot in middle of lake. PVA nuggets, bait scoop, bait, a net and pole, sounder, and a retaining sling. All very much needed items. That's what you need in your boat. It's no good just going out into the middle of the lake and not having anything with you. You need to be equipped. The 100% one is this bit of kit, the life jacket. There's no way do you want to be going out into this lake or any other lake without one of these. We must stress that. This is a lifesaver. Simple as. So, jacket, all essentials for rigs, bait, scissors, a retaining sling for your fish, your net, bait scoop. Try to keep everything tidy so you're not tumbling about in boat. Try to make everything quite easy. And that's basically it, really. Get your essentials in your boat.